Odisha's transformation from a state known for mishandling disasters to a state which has set global benchmarks in disaster management and known for saving thousands of people during every disaster, awarded by the United Nations. From a state known for acute poverty to a state known for the fastest pace which poverty has been reduced in Asia. From a state that was dependent on other states for its own food security to a state that plays a major role in the food security of the country. We are the third largest contributor of rice to the public distribution system in the country. A state which was known for practicing primitive agriculture to a state, perhaps the only state in the country which has doubled farmers' income in the last 10 years. A state which was not able to pay salary for its own employees to the only state in the country which has a revenue surplus budget and invests maximum GDP in developmental programs. These are some of the glimpses of the transformational journey Odisha has undertaken under the visionary leadership of Sri Naveen Patnaik, the Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha. These are all huge transformations impacting almost every life in the state and beyond. It is this quest for transformation in every sphere that made our beloved CM to come up with his governance model, the 5T model of governance. Friends, I welcome you all to the START presentation on 5T initiatives of Odisha. Transformation is larger than change. Transformation is faster than change. Transformation is more qualitative than change. In public service or in public spaces, effecting transformation is a huge challenge both for government and administration. And this is where Sri Naveen Patnaik's theory of 5T involving 4 dimensions of governance comes handy. The 4 dimensions are transparency. Whenever public money is involved, the topmost criteria in discharge of a public service is transparency. So the first T is transparency. The next T is technology. Use the best of technology to reach out to the people. So technology is the next T. The third T is teamwork. One of the weak areas for any government or in public service is teamwork. So the Chief Minister emphasizes on teamwork. That is his third T. And the fourth T is time. One of the most neglected dimensions of governance is time. You can say a bridge was supposed to be completed in 2 years. It goes for third year, it goes for fourth year, it goes for fifth year. You take any huge public infrastructure projects, most of them have a time overrun. When you have a time overrun, there is a cost overrun, there is an economic cost and a social cost to every time overrun in public facilities. So this is one more dimension which Honorable CM has given emphasis, the time. We do audit of financial services, but do we do a time audit, timeline audit? So that is one new dimension which Honorable CM put in this 5T. So through these 4 T's, transparency, technology, teamwork and time, how do we achieve transformation? This is what is 5T all about. I'll give some examples and explain how we are going ahead with this 5T. High schools are at the cutting edge of students' life. The future of a family, society, state and country are dependent on how good their high schools are. In a state like Odisha, where 75% of the students are dependent on government high schools, it is important that if the state has to be transformed, the high school education has to be transformed. That is why the Honorable Chief Minister decided to transform all the government high schools in the state of Odisha. It's also a fact that countries which wanted faster, smarter transformation invested heavily in high school education. Now we'll see how the fight to transformation is happening in the government high schools of Odisha.
पहला हमको सार माने चक और रजिस्टर रे पाठ पढ़ुतिले एबे हम स्मार्ट बोर्ड रे पढ़ुछु आ इंटरनेट रो बहुत नॉलेज पाई पारुछु।
वर्तमान आपनकर 5T जरिया रे हमर ई लाइब्रेरी हेची जे कोनोसी लेखक होंतु कवि होंतु तांकर बही गुडीको सहज रे उपलब्ध होई पारुछंती।
विज्ञान विभिन्न प्रकार शरीर पार्ट्स गुड़िक विभिन्न प्रकार उद्भिद यही सब जिनिस आमे देखि पारुछु एवं सहजरे मने मध्य रखि पारुछु।
आमर स्कूलर छुआ माने राष्ट्रीय स्तर रे भी प्रतियोगिता माने भाग दे पारे बोली मोर आशा।
परिवेशटा पूरा एते आकर्षित और क्लासरूम मान को एते हमको आकर्षित कर दे जे छुट्टी दिन मान को भी पढ़िया मितान लागुची।
पानी जल ठार आरंभ करी शौचालय सुव्यवस्था अच्छी।
Let me now explain how 5T principles are integrated in the school transformation. Transparency. Every process, every step was guided by integrity and transparency of the highest order. Whenever you involve community in a process and people's representatives, then transparency is taken care to a great extent. One of the topmost priorities for government in execution of this project was transparency, and we could achieve to a great deal by involving the community in the whole process. Next is teamwork. All the stakeholders were organically linked and involved by means of repeated trainings, by orientation programs, motivational talks, whether it is people's representatives, government functionaries, parent-teacher association, alumni association. Everyone had their roles and responsibilities cut out for this task, and they worked as a team. And this synergizes various stakeholders for faster and transparent execution of works. Like for example, you give a certain amount of fund to a particular school. Then the community, because the government has given so much funds, the community puts in its own funds. Then the Panchayat Raj representatives, Sarpanchas, Jilla Parishad members, they contribute some funds. And if there are some corporates nearby, they also were asked to mobilize. So like this, when teamwork happens, everyone chips in, both in terms of material as well as supervision. So the first point of transparency is also taken care of with this. Then the third T is technology. Education is a place where technology changes day in and day out. So our Honorable CM's direction was that we should use the best of technology, whether it is the smart classrooms, the e-libraries, our sports facilities. In every sphere, we should use the best of technology, and that was ensured. The next point is time. In 5T, whenever we start a project, the day we start the project, we also announce the date of completion of the project and inauguration of the project. When we started this second phase of high school transformation, it was somewhere in October, and the school orientation was done by the end of October, and we gave the target date as March 5th, Panchayat Raj Divas, for dedication of all the 1,000 odd schools which were taken up under high school transformation. It was a challenge which was taken up by the community. The entire team took it up, and all of you would be happy to know that on March 5th, in a matter of 4 or 4.5 months, more than 1,000 schools were transformed, and all the schools were dedicated in the next 10 days by the Honorable Chief Minister. This is a classic example of 5T where transformation could happen in a short time by using all the principles of 5T: technology, teamwork, transparency, tight monitoring, time. This is how 5T school transformation is going on. In fact, more than 2,000 schools have been transformed so far in Odisha. We have a target to transform all the government high schools in the next 1.5 years, and we are on track for that. In a democracy, people are the masters, and every other organ, including government, is there to serve them. It is with this spirit, one more 5T initiative was started by Honorable Chief Minister Shri Naveen Patnaik. That is the Mo Sarkar initiative. Mo Sarkar means my government. Every citizen should feel the government is his government. So the two aspects of Mo Sarkar are: any citizen who visits a government office, he should be treated with dignity. Any citizen who visits a government office, he should get a professional response from the government office. Professional response, I mean no corruption, no harassment. These are the two criteria which has been given to assess how a government office delivers public services. So, Mo Sarkar initiative was started in two government offices. One is the police station, where people at large go in distress condition. The other one is health institutions of the government, whether it is district headquarter hospital or sub-divisional headquarter hospital, hospitals network, where again people go with lot of distress. In this system, any citizen who goes to the government office, his mobile number is registered. Whatever service he has come to avail for, his mobile number is registered and put in a database automatically. Say for example, somebody goes to Kurda police station. Inspector in charge is not registering his or her mobile number. The citizen has an option of giving a missed call to the toll-free number and get himself registered in the database of Mo Sarkar. So once the citizen registers his number, either he registers himself or the office to which he has gone, the office gets it registered. So you have a database of numbers of people who have visited a particular office with all their details available in Mo Sarkar database. Step number 2 is, say for example, in Odisha about 10,000 odd people visit, say 500 police stations in the state. So all their numbers are registered on this date, at this whatever time they had gone. Their numbers are registered and it is available in the Mo Sarkar portal. This is accessible to the entire government network, starting from the Honorable Chief Minister, who also happens to be the Home Minister, the Chief Secretary, the DG Police, the IG Police, DIGs. So this entire network have access to this Mo Sarkar database. Every day, at least 10 phone calls are mandatory for everyone in the network to make directly to the citizen and ask for their feedback. These numbers are thrown out randomly by the system. Say for example, in a particular day, the Honorable Chief Minister makes 10 phone calls randomly, takes feedback from the citizen who has visited the police station. He asks for how are you treated in the police station, whether you are treated with dignity, whether you got a professional response from the police in the police station. How would you rank the services? Are you satisfied, happy or not satisfied? So that is marked. Based on this, you would know how a particular police station is functioning, because the numbers are completely random and we don't disclose from whom the feedback has come. In fact, Mo Sarkar is not a grievance redressal mechanism, but a feedback to know the satisfaction levels of people who visit government offices. So the same thing is done for health institutions. A patient visits a health institution, his number is registered. Randomly it's picked up by the Honorable Health Minister or the Chief Secretary or the Health Secretary. They make a call and ask, how was the treatment given to you? Are you satisfied? Were the medicines given properly to you, or you are asked to go outside for medicines? Were you allowed all the facilities in the government facility, or you are asked for test outside? Or was there anyone who motivated you to go outside for private hospitals? So these are the questions which are asked, and based on that, you get feedback about how that particular health institution is functioning. What do we do? If we get a good feedback, then generally the system generates a positive message and sends it to the institution, whether it is a police station or a hospital, the positive message is sent. Whenever we get a negative feedback about any institution, 5 or 6 more calls are made randomly for those other people who have gone to the same institution before an opinion is formed. So if the opinion is bad, the performance is not satisfactory, there are allegations of corruption or harassment, then tough action is taken against them. In fact, since Gandhi Jayanti, October 2nd of 2019, the entire system has made about 65 lakh phone calls. This covers almost all the departments of the government. In fact, from Chief Minister office alone, 28,000 calls have been made. Hundreds of inefficient and tainted officers or staff have been removed from service or sent on compulsory retirement. There is a huge change in the perception of the way government functions at cutting edge, whether it is Tahsil office or sub-register office or the RTO offices, any office which has a public interface or bought inside this, they are all put in the Mo Sarkar system, and through this feedback, either appreciation is given or tough action is taken against those who are not doing their jobs in a professional manner and don't treat citizens with dignity. So in Mo Sarkar, what is the transformation which we want to achieve? People are the soul of a democracy. All institutions exist for serving the people. All the staff are paid by people. This is a democracy. People own the government institutions and people are the masters of government servants. With this spirit, it is an empowerment initiative to treat every citizen visiting government institution with dignity and treat every issue in a professional and ethical manner. We all have been to government offices and we know what are the limitations in a government setup. So the transformation which the Honorable Chief Minister wants to achieve is to restore the fact that people are the masters in democracy and that all the institutions exist to serve them. For any government, one of the most crucial sectors is health. In health, we took a transformative target, that is to provide near universal health assurance to the people of Odisha. To quote in Honorable CM's words, because somebody is poor, they should not be deprived from saving their beloved ones. Money should never be a criteria to save a life. So with this transformative target, the state government came up with this scheme called Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana, in which almost 85% of the population is covered under this scheme. Generally, health initiatives are based on insurance models, where there will be an intermediary in the form of insurance companies. Here there is a change. Odisha went for an assurance model where there was no intermediary. It is directly between the government and the private hospitals who come into this fold. So in this Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana, 5 T principles were involved. The transformative target, we all know about it, to provide health access, near universal health assurance to the people of Odisha. So what is the technology which was used? The Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana card is a futuristic smart card, swipe machines, iris detection, seamless accounting network, a technology backbone for fund reimbursement between the government and the private hospitals. Technology has been used to the hilt because you can imagine the kind of database which is being maintained now. It covers almost 3.6 crore population of Odisha. Then teamwork, government, private hospitals, NGOs, community-based organizations, people's representatives, all of them work in tandem, all of them work as a team to implement this Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana. Transparency. After every surgery or any intervention by any health facility, immediately a SMS is sent as regards how much money has been detected from the card. At every stage, from admission to discharge, the patient is informed about what are his entitlements and how much he has utilized. With this card, family can avail up to 5 lakh rupees cashless seamless treatment, and if the patient is a woman, the financial limit is extended to 10 lakh rupees. Fourth T is time. Because this entire thing is run on a technology based platform with escalation monitors and alert systems, time is completely maintained. How do we know that how the system is functioning? What is the feedback we get? We use MoSarkar to take feedback from the patients as to how the patients were treated by the private hospitals, whether they were overcharged or whether they are charged for something which is not in the package. All those things are taken as feedback from MoSarkar. I'll give a small example as to how much the scheme has had an impact in people of Odisha's lives. Before the Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana, we had a scheme called Odisha State Treatment Fund, and we also used to use Chief Minister's Relief Fund. Both go hand in hand in helping the poor people to avail facilities, treatment in private hospitals. At that point of time, we were spending about 50 lakhs a month to take care of the patients. When Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana scheme was launched, this increased to 1 crore to 2 crores per month, taking care of about 1,000 to 1,500 patients every month. When Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana Smart Card was launched, with integration of 5T elements, we are able to reimburse 80 to 85 crores a month, and about 50,000 patients are getting benefits of Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana card every month. This is the transformative scale which has happened because of usage of technology, teamwork, transparent procedures and time. Basically the 5T principles of Sri Naveen Patnaik. I gave 3 examples today, one on health sector, education and public service delivery. There are many such examples where transformation targets are fixed, and using the principles of 5T, the state of Odisha tries to achieve the transformation targets. We will have some glimpses of what transformation is happening in various fields. Before we close this presentation, I invite all of you, whenever you have a chance to visit Odisha, we will meet up and we will show you some live examples of 5T transformation. Thank you.